Hello, I am Kins Unleashed. You can call me Coda, and my main channel is Therian Friend for Life, right here. I've decided I'm going to make this video as I've noticed that in the Therian community, by Therians and by people outside of the community, have been watering down the term on what Therian means to make us appear more normal in other people's eyes. So I'm going to be here to explain what theranthopy's definition is. I myself have talked to plenty of Therians about this, so to plenty of other people, I've looked at plenty of resources, so yeah. I feel the need to make this, as people such as Thorn and others have done damage to our community by saying Therians cannot be a physical identity. Theranthopy is where somebody identifies as or with on some level. Now this can be psychological, mental, physical, spiritual. On some level, a person has to identify as or with an animal to be a Therian. Theranthopy isn't simply a past life or belief that you have an animal soul in you. It is an identity. It is where one identifies with an animal or as an animal on some level. This can be physical, as I've said, but physical Therians are a thing, and it is not clinical lycanthropy. Clinical lycanthropy is where one truly believes that they are physically, mentally, spiritually, psychologically, on every level, an animal. A Therian is where somebody identifies as an animal, but has clear knowledge that they are themselves human. Theranthopy is not made up just by wearing gear, such as tails, masks, or doing quads. Gear can first of all be anything. Even this necklace could be gear. Any of these drawings on my wall could be gear. Gear is not masks and tails and stuff. Gear is whatever makes you feel more connected to your stereotype. It is not what others say should make you connected to your stereotype. It is what you have that connection to your stereotype. And quadromics does not make you a Therian. And for all those people that say, theranthopy isn't a choice, theranthopy, you can't quit theranthopy. Theranthopy on some level is a choice. You have to choose to identify as a Therian. You can have all of this stuff to make you a Therian. You can identify as or with an animal, you can believe you had a past life as an animal, but if you say you aren't a Therian, you are not a Therian. Now, let's say you realize that you have, I don't know, a calico cat stereotype, and then later down that line, you realized that wasn't a stereotype. Maybe it was a copy link that you thought was a stereotype, or another thing like fiction kin, or something else, other kin, or other hearted, or other paw. You realize it's something like that. That is when you're like, wait, I'm not a Therian, I'm insert whatever this is. That is when you stop being a Therian. And you can also realize, hey, I don't feel connected, or I don't feel like I identify as or with this animal anymore. That is, and you go, I'm not a Therian anymore, I don't have any connection. That is another way somebody can stop being a Therian. It's not a once you are, you always will. Some people's stereotypes change all the time. Some people's stereotypes waver in and out. It doesn't have to be the same and stay the same. And people can have multiple stereotypes. And somebody having a quote-unquote common stereotype does not mean they're faking it. There is reasons why people have a quote-unquote common stereotype, such as dogs and cats, and like wolves. It's because when we're younger, we know more about those animals than anything else. We find it easier to get connected to these animals we know about and we feel comfortable about. It's easier to get connected with them. Now I'm someone who's very open to correction. So if you feel like there's anything I got wrong or anything that I missed, feel free to comment it down below or tell me about it or do whatever you want. But I personally am not a dictionary, okay? I could have gotten some things wrong. I could have mistaken something. I could have, done a variety of different things wrong and gotten a variety of different things wrong. So if there's something you feel I've left out or need to be corrected on, drop it in the comments, tell me about it, do what you want. Anyways, that's me out, and bye-bye!